June 16th, 2017, and this video is called Fukushima Is Fuming. Now, you can't, I can't, and we can't even imagine the amount of radiation in Japan that's spewing out every night at the Fukushima Daiichi nuclear power plants. It literally lights up like a Christmas tree. Now, I think these cameras are picking something up over here. Now, take a guess what all these glowing impressions are that are being picked up by the video camera. Now, it's a live feed from the plant. I think the different colors are relevant. Maybe each color is its individual isotope. It seems like they're darker and bigger colors than from previous recordings that I did of the same thing. Now, I don't know if that means they're getting bigger, they're getting worse, or what's happening. Also, on some of the other recordings, you could almost see like something spewing out of the tops of the buildings. Now, I don't know if it's something else the camera is picking up, but I think it's a little interesting. It's almost like it's catching the fumes right on the camera lens. It's different than the colored lights, so make a little comment on that. So basically, the report is stating that the estimated doses of exposure to everyone on the planet was 2 isotopes of cesium. Now, they're going to tell you that it's okay. They're going to compare it to some bananas, but any type of isotopes in you is not good for you. That's obvious. Now, the study being done basically state that you don't have to worry about it because it's equivalent to 1 chest x-ray or 1 x-ray. Now, a dose equivalent to an x-ray has approximately 1 in 20,000 chance of causing cancer. Since there are 9 billion people on Earth, this translates to roughly 450,000 additional cancers worldwide because of the accident. Everybody on Earth was dealt a dose of radiation by the triple meltdowns. It continues to release radiation to this day, and I think this is what is being picked up on the video cameras themselves. But in the report itself, it does say that there are increased levels of radiation around Fukushima have been linked to the declines of bird populations between 11 and 2014, and that there also has been reports of declines in other species such as insects and some mammals.
They'll be calling you a radical back to Fukushima and fainting goats, the epic denial. You know, look, the American populace herded off the fucking cliff. Good sheep, good sheep, good sheep. They'll be calling you a radical.
There's a 6,000% increase in cancer rates at Fukushima. Is that where they're going to hold the Olympics in Tokyo in the year 2020? And the baseball and softball games will actually be played in the stadiums in Fukushima, Japan. Are you serious? You won't need lights there because everybody will be glowing from the radiation. Well, as the reports from individuals like Chinko Shina, a supporter of the Fukushima Collaborative Clinic, talked about exploding rates of thyroid cancer in children, as well as an epidemic of leukemia, heart attacks, and other health problems. The Abe-led government and U.S. continue to sweep all this fallout of Fukushima disaster under the rug. And obviously, they got a UN report to work from. They don't have to tell anybody anything else because the UN said it's all okay. Now, why does Fukushima continue to be a see no evil, hear no evil event?
In the cooling pools are many times, like 10 to 20 times more radiation than in each reactor core. In each reactor core is as much long-lived radiation as that produced by 1,000 Hiroshima-sized bombs. We are dealing with diabolical energy. E equals mc squared. It's the energy that blows up nuclear bombs. Einstein said nuclear power is a hell of a way to boil water, because that is all nuclear power is used for, to boil water through the massive heat, turn it into steam, turn a turbine which generates electricity. Now, when you fission uranium, 200 new elements are formed, all of which are much more poisonous to the body than the original uranium. Although uranium's pretty poisonous.
It's May the 30th. Okay, Dana, it's not. June the 13th, 2017. Welcome back to planet Earth. Hi to everybody. Welcome, everybody. Morning, everybody. And now we got all the parts of the camera has finally showed up. Ooh. We had her out for a test drive yesterday. It's chaos, trust me. Looking sweet, looking good. Everything seems to be there. Everything's working. Turnkey. Just got to figure out where the key is to. And morning, everybody. Joining the live stream. Joining the conversation in the comments section. Joining us later during the replays. And on other channels reposted. Hopefully millenniums from now. And so Japan is going to kill the planet. This is killing the planet. Not going to kill the planet, it's killed the planet. Essentially already. The upper mammals, the way up the food chain, like us, are the last to go. We're the apex predators. The microscopic world is the first to go. The bacteria, the insects, the 4 million species in the ocean, Pacific Ocean, that you don't even conceive. You can't even wrap your mind around. Have paid the price already. The shorelines are full of emaciated whales and seals and sea lions and birds and mammals and animals. And so at what point will we admit we need to deal with a serious issue? If this was Ebola, everybody would be freaking out because Ebola is highly visible. But the nuclear industry has this entire apparatus meant to silence dissent. Share us on Facebook if you got one. And if not, why not? And subscribe. I know we lost, in the blink of an eye this morning, 11 subscribers. Went from 88 to 77 by refreshing my page. And Google has dumped 8,000 of my subscribers in just a couple of month period. You got to realize this is the venue that we're stuck with. This is the only one we got available to us. This is their opportunity too. They're going to button this up and we'll have no more opportunities. Because they're thugs. They're running packs. They have no conscience. We're talking about the death of the Pacific Ocean. Not maybe. Not, oh my goodness, this could happen. And you're starting to see little tiny signs. No, we're talking about an extinction event. This is 100% documented at this stage. Will you fight for the planet? Will you fight for your own life? If someone's trying to attack you with a knife or a stick, are you just going to stand there and say, okay, go ahead? Are you gonna fight for your life? Well, how about it's invisible? And So the media tells you about Ebola and it's invisible, and you react. You follow it everywhere. You wash your hands all the time. You go through great lengths to try to avoid it and demonize anybody that might have it. And this is on purpose. You're being trained to consider one threat but not another. I'm not like you. I understand the ecosystem quite well long before Fukushima. I had 7,000 lectures on nuclear. And I've done 260 days plus on this coastline of Canada, from one end of Canada to the other end of Canada, and documented the species. I went into the tidal zones, boots on the ground. Took my time and meandered month after month after month. Documented it and showed it's an extinction event. And you better wake up. I'm tired of your excuses. I'm tired of your betrayals. I'm tired of you sitting there in silence. I'm tired of you rejecting the facts. I'm tired of you playing stupid. I'm tired of you being a bubblehead. I'm tired of you being a self-centered, egotistic, arrogant pricks. I'm tired of your pompous, hubris nature. That is done. Your days are done. Your fucking easy ride is over. We're into a new age world. We're talking about an extinction event playing out right before your eyes. You're going to wake up at the last second and you're going to shit your pants. You're going to panic. You're going to get fucking stomped by the mob like everybody else. Because you created the mob. You are the mob. Lie after fucking lie. My apologies. Today's the day I might swear a bit. We're talking about an extinction event and then demonizing me. What? For going to taking pictures and saying, hey, where did all the species go? Now I'm a bad fucking person, am I? Now I'm the demon because I went out and took pictures and said, hey, the species are gone. Fukushima. Oh, can't be nuclear, dangerous like a banana. Yeah, but you can't say that with science. You can only say that as a prick. You can only say that as a monster. You can only say that because you're a moron. Because you're a bird brain. Because you can learn about everything else. You can learn everything there is about Oprah or Brad Pitt or your favorite fucking hockey team or soccer team or sport or newscaster. You can't fucking learn a thing about real life. You can't wrap your mind around that there's more things on the planet than humans, that there's 8 million species here, and that we are the stewards, whether we like it or not. This is our obligation. You can find money for all your toys and your fancy lifestyle, and to hide away from the truth and hope that it solves itself is not. It might have done it every other time, but it ain't going to solve itself this time. You're going to have to pick a side. You're going to be a monster, or you're going to be with the other 8 million species. Well, I should say 4 million, because we killed half the species already in the last 6 years because of Fukushima. Like, space radiation got nothing to do with a chain reaction. But people are still confused. People are like, what's worse, Dana? Space radiation or Fukushima? If you ingest Fukushima, you die several years later. Could be a couple of decades if it's just a small dose, but you will die. All the animals and all the studies of man-made radiation dies right away. The astronauts are not ingesting isotopes from space. They don't talk about isotopes floating around in space. They're worried about ingesting. They're talking about gamma shine and alpha bursts and neutron rays. They're talking about these X-rays coming from deep space. They're not talking about isotopes. We're talking about isotopes that wiped out the planet. All the whales are emaciated. All the birds are emaciated. What part about that is you can't wrap your minds around? All the seals and the sea lions, emaciated or dead and gone. And emaciated is what can I invoke for you to really appreciate that? But think about Ethiopia with people starving to death. That's exactly what's happened to the animal kingdom in the Pacific Ocean immediately and for the last 6 years specifically, as documented. It's an extinction event. It's all gone. When the birds and the seals and the sea lions come ashore, there's nothing in there to chew on. They eat the rocks and the sand and their guts, and they die because they're bags of bones. But before they would come ashore and chew on anything, just come ashore and start eating everything to your left. Right? Just put their face down, start mowing on it, get some nutrition in their body, find something more nutritional to eat, and just go ahead and stuff their faces. But they're not doing that because it's all gone, like the extinction event that it is. At what point will the world start talking about Dana Durnford research? At what point they'll talk about everybody else? Tim Masui's thrown out there everywhere. The people that got gag orders that are not even researchers, are outrageous, despicable lawyers, are pumped out everywhere. The people that are not even, that are trying to just muddle the water, are pumped out there everywhere. The people that should never be talking about Fukushima because they don't even have a brain cell worth investing in are out there everywhere. But I go out and do the entire coastline of Canada, from one end to the other end, 5 times. And with a crew. And all these arrows are just depictions that make you appreciate where we went and hung out and done the extensive surveys and species counts, insect counts, mammal counts, and we show an extinction event. And I'm not some random person. Not that that matters. I have the history and the credibility to authenticate everything I say. We built the operation from scratch, and we went out and done, and everybody that knows this, that have been along for this incredible journey, this incredible, brutal documentation, this nightmarish, this is a nightmare. No matter how you think about it, how you try to wrap your mind around it, Fukushima, from any perspective, is a true nightmare. And so then everybody has to come out and pretend it's not real, it didn't happen. But if terrorists get the same material and exploded, it's a catastrophic event. But because they done it, the system itself put it in a place where it was guaranteed to happen, put the fuel on top of the building where it was guaranteed to cause the most damage, put it in a place where the winds would carry it directly, spread it out, and symmetrically destroy continents, is not some kind of accident. They knew it at some stage that the buildings would go pop. See those people? They're me. That's a depiction that I make you understand it, to try to articulate that we have lost. There's no way to stop what we're doing because we won't try. We won't even conceive to try. We won't even pretend to try. We'll continue to get out there and kick and scream and say it's not happening. And we can't sustain it any longer. We lost the Pacific. We've lost the Pacific. We've lost it. We lost you too, obviously. We lost reality. We lost compassion. We lost our way many times, but we've lost our way this time. We're lost in this fog of nuclear. Think about the predators moving in on the animals, and the animals can see them and smell them, and the animals are shooting in all directions trying to escape the predators. That is who we are. We're the animals trying to escape the nuclear industry, these predatory monsters. Everybody that is involved in nuclear is a monster. Whether it's in your hospital murdering your loved ones, whether it's the industry trying to incorporate it into every facet of your life, like smoke detectors and everything else, or the propaganda machine in every university, in every media organization, trying to lull you back into that sleep world of bananas and potato chips and walking in sunshine and getting on an airplane, climbing mountains and sleeping next to somebody, that is everywhere and that is good for you. When it's not everywhere, it's not good for you. It never was. It's man-made we're talking about, not some natural emitters that they conflated it with. At what point are they going to tell the truth? They're not. At what point can we make them tell the truth? When we all rise up. At what point are we going to rise up? When it's way too fucking late. You won't give the planet a chance, and the people that are censoring me with these gag orders, watch me laughing, kicking their heels up, crying with laughter because we're struggling to try to survive on this planet, and they're making sure we don't get that opportunity. The people that gave me the gag order and that didn't stand up for me, the people that wouldn't go to bat for me, laid there like sleeping joints that could have changed the game. It's your shoulders that should carry the weight. You should hang your heads in shame. I don't. I've done everything I can to push back. And I've had incredible successes because I'm the only one out there truly dedicated to dealing with it. To trying to have a conversation to the point of 6 gag orders. You can't even have a conversation because you got to ignore all kinds of stuff. You can't talk about it because of gag orders. And threats of coming in the nighttime and arresting you again. At what point are you going to make your stand? At what point? When the burglar kicks the door in, are you going to try to defend yourself? When he kills everybody in your house and you're next, are you going to defend yourself? When he's killing you or they're killing you, will you defend yourself? If the answer is you're going to defend yourself for any of these, you should be defending yourself right now. And if not, then what the hell is wrong with you? Do you really think it's like a banana and a potato chip? Walking in sunshine? Are you really that stupid? Are you really that naive? Are you really that gullible? That you can't work that out, that it's not like anything you're seeing there, but yet this is what they told you for 70 years? You think these people are not monsters? You think these people are somehow people? What planet are you from? Seriously, what planet are you from? What world are you on? What kind of legacy do you think this is? Where all the animals are emaciated? What? That's a legacy? Oh, that's okay. I got Oprah, Dana. I got my TV, my DVD, my video games, Dana. I don't care about marine life, the animal kingdom. And if they go, we go. They are the harbinger. Arrgh. Turn the volume down. Maybe that'll make me sound more presentable. Yeah? I turn it up a little bit just to drive my points home this morning. To make sure you can hear me loud and clear. I just turned the volume back a little notch to where I always have it. I just wanted to have that extra so you can understand why I'm like I am. So you can appreciate why I am so upset. You can appreciate why the solar system is not going to help you. Because you won't help yourself. It can't help something that won't help itself. It can't help something that refuses to gut up and do the moral and ethical thing. It can't help something that's so fucking complacent. You can change that. The solar system is begging for you to grow a set. To speak out, to get a simple fucking education that is not like a banana, and that the people that are saying that are monsters. And to reflect that when you hear it. Oh, it's too hard, Dana. I'm going to fight political all day, but I can't talk nuclear because it's like a banana. 70 years of lying to you, and now you're on death's door. And you're going to take down the entire fucking planet with you because you're complacent. Thousands of birds abandons their eggs Baby sea lions, emaciated, starving to death. Whales showing up everywhere, constantly, dead and emaciated. People out getting their selfies because they're stupid as fucking rocks. You're looking at the stupidest people imaginable. Smile, Timmy! This is the treasure. Not outrage. No. No. Just get a picture. It'll make everything better. Whales dying in numbers we've never heard tell of. We've never seen. We got polar bears emaciated. Thousands of them, starving to death. Have you ever seen a healthy polar bear? You got everybody running at you, telling you, no, don't worry about it. It got nothing to do with radiation, but not supplying a reason. Always the same thing. It's got nothing to do with radiation or Fukushima, but not telling you why. Oh, it's global warming. Global warming. The people that say that to you should be strung up immediately. Like when we put the planes up in the sky and we block out the sun, that's global warming. Absolutely, man. And they know that. They're doing it on purpose, so they can call it global warming. Mind-blowing die-offs. 500,000 birds starved to death. Don't care. Global warming. Why they're dying, they're baffled. Every bird we're seeing is starving to death. Global warming! But not say the birds are starving to death. Just call global warming killed the birds. But not say the birds all starved to death. Oh, it's global warming. Now, if I do stuff like that to a child, if I raise a child, and I lie to that child all the way up, and I reinforce the lie, and it's a public lie, and everybody, right, that's gullible falls for the lie, the child grows up and lives the lie. Right, and pukes up the lie over and over and over, and then everybody they talk to pukes out the lie. And then you got a brainwashed, dumbed down society, which is where we're into right now. Die off of birds all over Alaska beaches, no big deal. Hey, they seem to be starving. Deformed and abnormal animals reported, and starving. Deformed, abnormal, and starving. No, don't worry, Dana. Mass die-off happened immediately, by the way. This was in research, no, not from smoking, but from radioactive fallout. 70% of all the sea lions may be dying. They're testing for toxins and infectious agents, but not Fukushima. Never, under any circumstances, will they test that. Now, if a terrorist had set off a bomb, dirty bomb, and animals died, they would have tested the animals for, you guessed it, radiation. At every power plant, around every power plant, there's 6 times more breast cancer. Without meltdowns. 90% more leukemias. Just in small studies have uncovered that. But what would you normally should study? You should study diabetes and autism and Alzheimer's. Will show up long before cancer and 1,800 diseases. Emaciated polar bears everywhere. That's fine. 80 whales washed ashore. Nobody knows why.
Most deadly is plutonium, named after Pluto, god of the underworld. 1/1,000,000th of a gram, if you inhale it, will give you cancer. Hypothetically, 1 pound, if evenly distributed, could give everyone on Earth cancer. Each reactor has 250 kilos of plutonium in it. Kilograms. You only need 2.5 kilograms to make a bomb, because plutonium is what they make bombs with. It's the only country that has a reactor. From your uranium, you are the biggest exporters of uranium in the world, Cameco. Canada sells 2 things. It sells wheat for life and uranium for death. Right? Plutonium is going to get out and spread all over the northern hemisphere, and it's already heading towards North America now. Plus radioactive iodine-129, its half-life is 17 million years, plus strontium, plus cesium, plus tritium, and I could go on and on and on. When it rains, down comes fallout. And it concentrates in food. If it gets into the sea, the algae concentrated hundreds of times, then the crustaceans concentrated hundreds of times, then the little fish, then the big fish, then us. Because we stand on the apex of the food chain. You can't taste these radioactive elements, you can't see them, and you can't smell them. They're silent. When you get them inside your body, you don't suddenly drop dead of cancer. It takes 5 to 60 years to get your cancer. And when a cancer, if you feel a lump in your breast, doesn't say, I was made by some strontium-90 you ate in a piece of fish 20 years ago. All radiation is damaging. It's cumulative. Each dose you get adds to your risk of getting cancer. With americium, that's more dangerous than plutonium. I mean, I could go on and on. Depends if it rains, if you're going to get it or not. If it rains and the radiation comes down, don't grow food, don't eat the food, and I mean don't eat it for 600 years. The radioactive waste from nuclear power is going to be buried, I hear, just like next to Lake Ontario. It's going to leak, last for millions of years, it's going to get into the water, into the food chains. Radioactive waste will induce epidemics of cancer, leukemia, and genetic disease for the rest of time. This is the greatest public health hazard the world has ever witnessed, apart from the threat every day of nuclear war. Einstein said the splitting of the atom changed everything save man's mode of thinking. Very profound. Thus we drift towards unparalleled catastrophe. We are arrogant, we have a lot of hubris, and I think the reptilian midbrain of some men's brains is pathological. We are now in a situation where we have harnessed the energy of the sun. It is totally out of control, and there's simply nothing we can do about it.
Revelation 8:8-9 reads, And the second angel sounded, and as it were a great mountain burning with fire was cast into the sea, and the third part of the sea became blood, and the third part of the creatures that were in the sea died, those which have lives,